Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with the social skills. And social skills is usually a segment that I do on a Tuesday whenever I'm going to do it. And so what I'm going to talk about today, the topic is be honest, build trust. And it's very important. We got to go back to being honest so that we can build trust among each other. You know? We got to balance this world out. We can do this. One person at a time. But let me go ahead on. In a world where deception and dishonesty can be all too common, one simple virtue stands tall above the rest. Honesty. Honesty is not just a word. It's an essential quality that shapes our lives. Being honest is not always easy, but it's the cornerstone of trust and integrity. It's the small acts of honesty that create a ripple effect of goodness. And we got to go back to that. There's nothing wrong with that. People have flip-flopped everything. You know, they're making what's bad good and what's good bad. If you try to do something good, then people try to make you out to be some kind of fool or something like that. This is crazy. Out here being all lascivious of kids and stuff, all out here on TV infiltrating and all of the different programming and all of that. The kids shouldn't have to deal with all of that madness. Let them be simple kids without worrying about adult discussions and conversations and things of that sort. And being exposed to adult content that they shouldn't be able to see. When we are honest with ourselves and others, we build stronger connections and foster deeper relationships. In business and leadership, honesty is a mark of true character and inspires others to follow the same path. In the realm of politics, honesty is the foundation of transparent and accountable government. It's very important. I know people doing whatever they can to do whatever it is, but you better remember that, there's more to account for than what we can see. And just, remember to ask yourself, are you doing the right thing? And what's the right thing? Is it the right thing for everybody or for just yourself? In our communities, honesty fosters cooperation and a sense of unity, making our neighborhoods safer and more compassionate. And I'm like that. I don't mess around. In my neighborhood, I do not. I want it to be safe. And I'll take the steps, whatever it takes, to make sure wherever I'm at, I don't want a whole lot of madness around me. And I'm not going to allow for it. It's not necessary. I'm going to say this. In our communities, honesty fosters cooperation and a sense of unity, making our neighborhoods safer and more compassionate. I mean that. I'm not trying to bother people in their business, but if something doesn't look right, I let it be known that I'm paying attention. So don't bring the madness around here. I let people, bullies and bad guys, know that. And protecting our planet, in protecting our planet, honesty, can have an impact, and it empowers us to make positive changes for future generations. So we need to think about all of that. Whatever it is that we're doing, what is the impact that is going to have? Because what we do has an effect on everything, and people need to start taking that more into consideration. Go back to being a little bit more kinder and gentler. Has it always been that way? No, but we're trying to progress and make a better society. We know it's not going to be perfect, but some stuff need to be in the shadows where it belongs, though. Nobody's saying you can't have your fun, but it needs to be contained in certain situations. Remember, honesty is not just about telling the truth. It's about living the truth. And I do. Now, when I mess up, I mess up. I admit I messed up. Have I been embarrassed? Yes, too many times before. But you know what? I'm not going to let that stop me from living. You know? I'm being honest. I accept responsibility for my mistakes and I move on. You know, just because you make mistakes doesn't mean that you don't have anything positive left to contribute. But we all have consequences for our mistakes, whatever that is, you know, that we all have to deal with. Be the change. Choose honesty. Together we can build a world where we can be proud of it again a little bit more, okay? This message was brought to you by Michelle Strickland, okay?